Dan, I have not forgotten you. So, Dan, I actually want you to come up here for a minute. So if you don't know, Dan Lenz is the Director of Parks and Recreation. Dan also has been on the coalition as long as I've been here and before. And Dan has decided it's time to hang it up and go out to pasture. But he,
Fun pasture.
the list of where he's helped us through the years, all the Celebrate Kids Day, going to the pool party, down at National Night Out, when we did the Powder Puff football games, when we did the Youth Have Talent, name it, name it, name it. Dan was always there. Can you help us get these rooms? Can you help us get these facilities? Could you loan us a few staff? What about this? What about that? And we share, we're in this office building. Dan wasn't for a while. Dan was over the other building. But always, always there. And I will miss you. I will miss you so much. But also so honored for the 16 years. I appreciate you. And that being said, kind sir, for 16 years of service to the Warren Coalition.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I am going out to pasture. She says that I'm not going away. I'm going to stay with the coalition. Just be retired.
We're not kicking you out.
Right.
But you are officially retiring from your post.
Right.
No one's allowed to leave once you get in if I have anything to say about it. But notice Kay.
Yeah, you're in trouble now.
Kay hadn't even gone a month. I'm like, oh, hey, Kay, you want to come back to the coalition?
Yeah.
Take a month off, come back.
Not just, it's, you asked me to say some things last year about what we did. You mentioned quite a few, but it's an experience. If you haven't done it, and I know most of you have, get involved when you can. It's a great organization. If it wasn't for the group here, the people here, especially you, I don't know what the kind of would be. So you've done a heck of a lot. So don't leave.
These people. Yeah, no. You keep dreaming about that one. We'll go on. Okay. So, thank you. Ian.
Oh, you're welcome.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I wish you all happiness in retirement.
Thank you.
We're going to do coalition awards, and then we're coming to the man of the hour here. So, we do two sets of awards. We do attendance awards, perfect attendance awards, and then we also do coalition member of the year. And then I have two other awards that I don't normally do, but I'm going to do today. So, if I call your name for attendance, please come up. I want to give you your attendance pin. So, Matt Buracker. Michelle Smelser. Please come on up. Thank you, Miss Anna, aka Joyce. Thank you. For you. Thank you. For you. Adam. Okay. Thank you for you. Stay up there. Everybody get together for a photo. And we only had one perfect attendance this year, and maybe as it could be. Answer. All right, so I think before I do coalition member of the year, I'm going to do these other two. So Sam, I need you. I ask a lot, but Sam, I ask her. Sam doesn't ever do anything. You know, she just sits around and eats bonbons, and it's nothing is happening. So I didn't think it was unreasonable to say, would you please step into the role of the treasurer for us, because that seat had become vacant. And Sam's like, yes, I'll do that. I don't have anything else that's going on. So I'm happy to do that, Krista. So I came back again, because you know, once that well starts saying, yes, I'll give you that. And so I came back this year and I said, Sam, how do you feel about being vice president of the coalition this year? And she's like, I don't know about that. I was like, she said, that's scary. I was like, Sam, you run a nonprofit. Nothing is scary. She goes, well, put it that way, you're right. So she's on for another round. But I so appreciate you stepping up in the moment for me. Thank you. So Nick, I told you, has been involved since I've come. He graciously, I will say, graciously, has served as the secretary probably on and off for 10 years, maybe, Nick, of the coalition. The rules make us kick him out sometimes, so he can't serve continuously, but he keeps coming back to it. And this is actually, he's now served 4 years in that role. He can't be the secretary anymore. So I want to say thank you so much to you for that. Thank you, thank you. And I look forward to you moving into a new role. Don't know. So, and I know Nick doesn't really like to get recognized like this too, so I am honoring. I know you don't like that, but sometimes it is just what it is, my friend. And like I said, and I'm very excited because Nick is the coalition member of the year, so he has and this one says Service Star. So he has 2 of those. Yeah, we need to get the lanyards. Yeah, Dan had lanyards that I thought were going to break the mirror off in his car, but we really did those lanyards. We had so many stars out there. And so I'm very excited. Nick has not been the president in the time that I've been here, but Nick and I think very similarly. I'm excited about what's to come. Did you want to say anything while you have a minute?
It's okay. I only plan on ruling with an iron fist. So I hope everybody's ready to work. I've got the whip in my car if I know. Most of y'all know me. I'm not going to be a hard person to work with, but I am looking forward to continuing to work with everybody here, especially the new faces. I'm sorry. I blame Krista.
I will tell you, honestly, and I don't know that the staff even knows this, but I will tell you that Nick has been an incredible champion for the employees in this office in the time that he's been on the executive committee. Very, very supportive of improving the benefits, trying to increase leave, trying to make sure we're getting people time off, because this work's tough. And when you're in it all the time and bad things are happening and kids are getting taken away or, a client passes away or whatever is happening, that's hard. The other part of it is getting people to take time off after bad things happen because they're all so dedicated, and I say that like it's a bad thing, but it's just we got to stay in the, who's going to do it if we don't? Somebody will do it if you don't. I just keep telling myself that because I'm never going to get out the door if I believe that no one else will do this but me. But that it's that kind of dedication. And Nick, always for the employees, always. And I so appreciate that. And him being a good voice for them too when there's discussion about how it's so important to support your employees. For the employees, they have not run screaming for the doors. Joyce has been here for a long time, and she can tell you we keeps adding and growing, and things keep improving. We added things. And when we came there were no benefits. We now have health insurance. We have a 401k. We've added more days off. We get a lot of time off. I'm not about that. We've added more days off, personal days, et cetera, and a lot of that Nick championing on the other side when I bring it and say, hey, what do y'all think about this? So I appreciate that, and I'm 100% excited to have you.
I will say one more thing, just some vision and idea for the future. I talked with Dan a little bit ago. He's retired, and other people, okay, just retired. And this idea of retiring is floating around in my head that someday in the not too distant future, Krista will retire, and she really works so hard to keep everything running and doing so much. And I have been, for the last at least 10 years, trying to convince Krista to hand off more of what she does so she doesn't burn out, because she's sitting here talking about other people burning out. And I don't know anybody that works harder than Krista. And so just for the people here, I really want to see the coalition grow, to see more members come in, to see more of that work being done so that Krista can rest assured that she leaves behind a solid legacy in, 10, 30 years when she finally retires.
Keep dreaming. Thank you. Linda, did you want to say a few words before I commence with the rest of this about this Larry M. Funk Award? If you don't know, this is Linda Larry's wife.
I'm not the public speaker of the fans.
I know you're not. I want to give you a chance just to, a few words to honor Larry.
Larry was into everything. He was into the American Legion, helping seniors, helping kids. He would go down there with the board and ask for donations to help pay for things for different programs that were going on. He was in the schools all the time. Anytime we saw him out, if we ran into the kids around and even adults that he taught years before, always a hug. And I'd be like, okay, who's that? That was one of my students. Oh, okay. Just checking. He was into his church. He thought the world of his grandchildren. We have one over there. That was his firstborn grandson, and apple of his eye, and the other two that are around us were the apples of his eye too. All of his students, he occasionally would get frustrated and say, I'm going to get out of this. And then I said, you're not going to be happy with anything else. You were made for this. You're not going to be happy going into something else. He started out his career with the Sheriff's Department working in the jail as a jailer. And one of the things I remember about him was he would come home and he would talk about how he felt like that regardless of what their offenses were, that he needed to treat them as human beings rather than as inmates. He would try to talk to them and treat them like he'd want to be treated himself. Just because they were locked up for some offense didn't mean that he couldn't treat them with humanity. And he did that with everything he did, really. Didn't matter what it was. He was always like that. He dabbled with the idea of getting into politics. I talked him out of that. I don't think he'd have been happy once he got in it. But, I mean, to us, he was a great man. I'm sure if he knew about this award, and Krista came and told him, but he couldn't respond to us at the time but I'm pretty sure he probably heard about it. And he would be extremely honored and overwhelmed, and he'd probably say, I didn't do anything, I don't deserve this. But he did. He was a wonderful man, wonderful husband, wonderful grandfather, wonderful man in the community. I can't think of anything better to say about him.
He was a real gentleman.
He
That's
was.
what I loved. He was such a gentleman.
He always was, yeah. He thought the world of everybody. I can't recall him ever having a bad word to say about anybody, irregardless of who it was. And that's the way he lived.
So at one time, Larry was the president of the coalition, so he was technically my boss. Many, many years he served as the vice president of the coalition. Always, again, supporting out at the events, helping, asking people, for support sponsorships for us. And when I found out that he was ill, I said, we really need to do something to honor him. Because he had been with the coalition when I appeared too. And I would always say, Larry was great with Robert's Rules of Order. Man, he could kick them both. And we're like, Larry, what do we do now? You do da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, we were to a science. He was so good. And our meetings, because they had it down, we would just bang through it. Need this motion, need this. And he was so good. Oh, no, you gotta. But we'd also go, we need to listen to Larry because he has a gun. Whatever Larry says must be true. So I kid. He was such a great supporter, always so uplifting. And for those of you who are here, he would write such great things on Facebook about the coalition and how honored he was to be a part of it. And I knew he meant it.
All
I
the
knew-
organizations he was involved with, the coalition was the one that especially hit his heart.
I knew he meant it. And so I was very excited when I went to the board and I said, how do you all feel about that? And they were excited, and I said, I want to go a little further because I want this to be a reality in our community. I want us to honor people who are lifting up children because we can't do this by ourselves. So I want to call for nominations in the community. I said, but I also want to endow it. So I pledged that I would endow it. So whoever wins the Larry M. Funk Award also wins $500. So I appreciate it, go do good, do more for children. Here, we're giving you some money, use it wisely, go for it and keep making a difference because we need you. So this year's recipient, I'm sure you all aren't surprised since half of you are sitting with them, but I do want to read the nomination. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then we'll give the awards. Michael Lane's passion for mentoring and supporting the youth of Front Royal, Warren County is boundless and tireless. Because of Michael's passion, energy, and love for children, the following Rotary-supported clubs have been organized and continue to find ways to do good in our community. Skyline High School Interact Club, Skyline Middle School Interact Club, Randolph-Macon Academy Middle School Interact Club, E. Wilson Morrison Elementary School Early Act Club. With the overwhelming success of the E. Wilson Morrison Early Act Clubs and the Rotary Club of Warren County this fall, the Rotary Club of Warren County this fall sponsored another Early Act Club at Ressie Jeffries Elementary School. This is another Title I school with approximately 75% of students receiving aid. This club started with 24 students in the 4th and 5th grades. Again, Michael was at the forefront of getting this club started. Michael and his wonderful wife, Sherry, have also hosted Rotary Youth Exchange students, providing them with housing and needed supplies to get them through their time here. Michael organized and is the facility sponsor for the Early Act Club at E. Wilson Morrison Elementary School, which has been an amazing success. The club was started in 2019 with 17 4th and 5th grade members. The club survived the pandemic years and grew to 58 members, 4th and 5th graders. Woo-hoo! Due to the success of the club and their efforts, the membership was open to kindergarten through 3rd graders this fall. The membership is now 146 students. Yes. The elementary school is a Title I school with 90% of the students receiving aid. It's amazing to see these children participating in numerous activities to support their school, the local community, and others in need. And what a foundation for these kids. Michael has also been a leader in organizing the Rotary District 7570's Rotary Youth Leadership Awards weekend held at Virginia Tech each year. Rotary Youth Leadership Awards is a leadership training program that brings together sophomores, juniors, and seniors to further develop character and leadership skills and learn about Rotary. This experience offers the opportunity to build self-confidence, gain exposure to a variety of issues and people, meet active community leaders, and learn valuable information and career skills. Michael not only helps organize the event, but he is also a presenter, chaperone, and driver of our local youth who attend the event. Because of his passion for helping young people grow into confident, productive citizens, Michael has been named as Rotary District 7570's Youth Activities Chairperson for 24-25 Rotary year. Rotary District 7570 encompasses the western part of Virginia and northeastern Tennessee, from Winchester, Virginia to Greenville, Tennessee, with nearly 3,000 members. Outside of school and Rotary youth activities, Michael is also the children's Sunday school teacher at First Baptist Church in Front Royal and the youth fellowship leader for the church. First Baptist Church supports the backpack program at E. Wilson Morrison School, providing food for children to take home over the weekend that may not have access to since school is not open to them. The church also provides school supplies for the school for children who do not have the resources to purchase them themselves. All of this support is made possible by Michael's efforts to help these young people. Michael is a child at heart. His dedication to education for children is more than any other person I know. Being involved in the community and also focused on involvement and good practice for the education of youth. Above all, Michael is compassionate, uplifting, generous, supportive, personable, selfless, relatable, involved, kind, patient, motivational, fun, energetic, respectful, and so much more. He is the light for Warren County. I present to you Michael Lane. 2024, and Michael Williams. So you will be noted in our history for your contributions. All right, what's next?
I was happy with the
Larry Unfunk Memorial Award presented to Michael Williams for service to children in Warren County, Warren Coalition 2024. And last but not least, as they say, show me the money, honey. Please do well. I know you will take care of the kids with that. All of you, thank you for all you do to make Warren County a place where everyone's proud to live
First to Linda and her family. To be mentioned in the same sentence as Larry Funk was quite an honor. To receive anything in his memory is beyond humble. There's so many people in this room that I'm huge fans of. If I'm not, I'll keep it to myself. It means I don't know you. When I was a little boy, when I was 6, I was trying to think of what to say. And I didn't want to write anything down because I just wanted to come from my heart. My older brother Dale turns 61 today, and I really wanted him to be here because to me, this is everything I do is almost in honor of him. When I was 6 years old, I realized that my brother Dale was kind of getting the short end of the stick, and was kind of getting the shaft. And some of it might have been his own doing. I don't know. All I knew was I loved my brother, and he always looked out for me. And so I would always ask my pastor on Sunday to please pray for my brother Dale. And people prayed for Dale. You know, he's doing very well for himself. I'm so proud of him. And so as a young kid, I was like, I want to help kids that get the short end of the stick. And so I hope I've done that. I guess the history will dictate whether I really did or not, but I'm just honored to be here. Thank you all for all that you do. And before I forget, you're the youth person, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we need to chat.
See you today.
I do want to thank my wife. My wife is the sanity of this show. And I tell people, if you've got a problem with me, there's a 50-50 chance the problem is me. If you've got a problem with my wife, there's a 100% chance the problem is you. My mom couldn't be here today. I really wanted her to be here. She had a bad fall, and so she's at Winchester Medical right now. They're hopefully transferring her to the rehab center today. But she put me on a bus when I was 4 years old and let me decide for myself whether I wanted to go to church or not. I wouldn't encourage anybody to do that in today's society. But anyway, but that being said, all I knew was people were kind to me. Everybody else, all the kids had their parents there and whatnot, and I didn't. And it wasn't that my parents discouraged that. They just felt like as a young kid I should make those decisions for myself. And so the little kid from Summer Duck, Virginia in southern Fauquier County throwing hay and tackling pigs, I still saw some kids getting the short end of the stick where I went to elementary school in Remington, and 50 plus years later we're still good friends. Anyway, this has nothing to do with this, but our 40-year high school reunion is this year, and I was asked if I was going, and I was like, well, I don't want to see people I didn't like 40 years ago just to reaffirm I still don't like them. To which my friends said, well, let's all go together and figure out why we don't like them, man. But as kids, I never understood color as a kid. When I had a birthday party when I was 7 years old, and my mom said you can bring 5 people, and I invited Billy Doris, David Marshall, Louis Yates, Eddie Somerton, Alice Fox. The only one of those that happened to be white was Larry Glasscock. Well, this is in 1973, and I think I was telling my table that my first day at Remington Elementary School, I went to the water fountain, and they had painted over the word colors, and it just broke my heart. I was never raised to understand that, and so I made a big fuss, and anyway, but I'm still good. All the people that I just mentioned are going to be at that 40th reunion in September. So we grew up together. We loved each other, and many of them are working with children as well. So anyway, thank you, Sherry, for putting up with me. I'll be 30 years in November, so.
I will tell you, Michael sat in what we call our instrument of torture, also known as the pitch verse, for many hours at E. Wilson while we were helping them with their field day, getting doused by water balloons, much to the children's delight, much to Michael's frozenness, and we appreciated that as well. Hard to get people to sit in that. It's a little chilly. Kel will tell you, he sat in it a few times. I've sat in it a few times. I'm here to tell you, it's a little chilly. Anyway, to all of you, if you have not had dessert, you are now free to have dessert. And thank you to everyone. I know so many people in this room do so many good things for the people around you. And if Warren County doesn't know it, you're incredibly, incredibly fortunate to have you. I love all of you. Got your back until I don't. But I'm just so thankful. Every day I go to bed, my gratitude for what I get to experience, the people that I get to work with. It's incredible. Thanks. Have some dessert. Don't leave without it. Congratulations